So today I have a book haul for you because I went a bit mental again. This is a book that I'm actually currently reading, and that is The Miseducation of Cameron Post by Emily M. Danforth. Now, I went shopping when it was my birthday with Ellie and we went into Waterstones, and I told myself I wasn't going to buy anything and I wasn't going to spend my birthday money on books. Alas, that didn't happen, and I read the back of this. It sounded really interesting and really good, and I absolutely love it so far. I'm a few chapters in and it's really good. It's about a girl called Cameron Post whose parents have died in a car crash, but before, like the day they died, before she knew, she was kissing her friend who's a girl. She realised that she has feelings for her friend and that she likes girls. So she has to move in with her aunt, who's like a very conservative person, doesn't agree with all that kind of thing, so she sort of has to completely change her life, and she's lost her parents, she was trying to work out all these new feelings, she's a teenager and all these things, and I think that it's really good and it's really enjoyable so far, and I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of it. And then for my birthday, my brother and my sister-in-law got me The Sky Is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson, which I have wanted for ages. It's been on my wish list for ages. The back says, what kind of girl wants to kiss every boy at a funeral, wants to maul a guy in a tree after making out with her dad's sister's boyfriend the previous night. Speaking of which, what kind of girl makes out with her sister's boyfriend at all? Sounded quite interesting, and I think it's going to be like a good thing of different emotions and feeling different things and what's right and wrong, and it sounded really good, and I've heard so many good things about it and I wanted to read it for ages, so I'm very excited that I finally have it. And then my friend Tasha sent me Geek Girl by Holly Small. Everyone's been talking about this for ages and I just never read it, and I just never bought it, and I just never really sort of saw it, but it's been on my wish list. It's about a girl who isn't really liked at school, and she sort of reinvents herself, tries to sort of become a bit more popular and then try and make herself look a bit different and stuff, and I think that's very relatable to a lot of people. You want people at school to like you, you want to look the way that people are going to accept you, and I think that it's going to be really interesting, and I'm actually really looking forward to reading it. And then the lovely people at Quirk Books, who are some of my favourite people, they always send me awesome books, were like, yo, do you want this book? And I was like, hell freaking yes, send it to me, please, yes. And that's Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy by Sam Maggs. There is a review of this up on my blog already, which you can go and link in the description, runontheroad.co.uk. I have a blog, go check it out. But I'm also going to do a spoken review of it because it's so good. It talks about fangirl culture and fandoms and conventions and all these things that represent the fandom and fangirl universe and why they're good things and why they're so good. And I was like, yes, preach it. And I tweeted her and I was like, yeah, this is the best thing. So yes, Fangirls Guide to the Galaxy, a handbook for girl geeks. Go and read it. It's out now. It's actually out now. This is the ARC version, but the actual book is out now and it's fucking amazing. And then my lovely friend Becky got me My Neighbour Totoro, the novel. I got this in the post as a surprise. She said that she sort of sent this message and she said, just to make you smile, and I needed it. I fucking needed it. I was reading lots of the ARCs, and I'd been sent quite a lot of books that I was doing for blog tours and had specific dates that reviews had to be up for and everything, and I'm not the best person at reading under pressure and reading for certain dates, so I really enjoy doing blog tours and I really enjoy working with publishers. Oh my god, is it one of my favourite things. I never want it to not be a thing. It's genuinely the best, but sometimes I'm like, I have to read this book by this day, I'm not going to be able to remember all these things, oh my god, and I freak out a bit. So Becky sent me this and it was such a good little break to read in between ARCs and proof copies of books, and just to sit down and actually read just a book. I didn't have to worry about properly remembering it and properly all stuff like that. I could just read it and be like, yes, this is good. I can just relax and read it. It was really good. So thank you, Becky. This was much appreciated. Then I got Very Good Lives by J.K. Rowling, which is the fringe benefits of failure and the importance of imagination, which is basically a speech she did at university, just conducted in a book basically, but you should go and find it and read it. It's the graduating class of Harvard and just please just read it. It's such a good speech. It's so amazing. She's like absolutely spot on and incredible. She gives some really good advice and really good talks. Definitely go and check that out. I'll go watch it on YouTube. I'll link it below actually. I'll find it and link it below. And I got the Versions of Us, still got a sticker on it, I just got this. Versions of Us by Laura Barnett, which is about two people that meet, and then there's 3 different versions of their future that we get to experience and find out what's going to happen in these 3 different like versions of what could happen to them, which I think is very interesting because we make decisions and we decide things that determine what happens next in our lives. So it's very interesting to think that there could be other things if we made different decisions. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Then I got Generation Z by Chloe Combi, which is basically a bunch of stories and things from the younger generation, so sort of my generation younger, I think it's sort of teenagers, young adults, and it talks about how they feel about things and how they feel about life and their future and all these different topics, and how ignorant some, not all, some of the older generation can be towards kids these days. And it's so annoying because my generation isn't listened to that much. They say, no, this is happening and this is happening and we feel about this and this, and it is just, oh, kids these days always on their phones, always complaining, so lazy. And it's like, but do you think there might be a reason for that? Do you think there might actually be a reason that people don't want to go to school or don't want to do this or don't want to do this? Like, listen, actually listen to people. And yeah, this is like, genuinely, I want to give this to the older generation and be like, go and read it and just listen. It says, an important and timely book. There are voices that need to be heard, and I can't agree with that more. And then my lovely friend Megan Olivier, another booktuber, put a link to her in the Jubilee thingy, got me 2 books on my birthday. That was Us by David Nichols, which is a man who is sort of basically separated from his wife, and their marriage is sort of on the rocks, so they kind of have one last sort of holiday and try and put everything together and work everything out and make his relationship with his son better. And I'm really looking forward to reading it. One day is very good, so I'm thinking that this one's going to be really good as well. And she also got me Neil Gaiman's Trigger Warning, which is a bunch of short fictions and disturbances. Neil Gaiman is really good. I really like him a lot, and he talks about different things, like little different stories about, you know, how we all have our own triggers and how different things can trigger us. So, and how he's sort of interested in the phrase trigger warning and stuff. I've a few chapters in so far. It's taken me a while to get used to it and get used to the different stories, but they are very good short stories, so I'm looking forward to reading more of it. And then I got All I Know Now by Carrie Hope Fletcher, Wonderings and Reflections on Growing Up Gracefully. Carrie is a YouTuber. She's one of my favourite YouTubers. I love her a lot, so I was very much looking forward to reading this book, and she talks about her life as a teenager and decisions that she's made, and she gives advice, and I think that it was very good. I'm not going to talk too much about it because my next book review, which should be up in a few days, will be about this book and what I thought about it. So yeah, if you want to watch that, then look out for that in the next few days or so. I met Carrie, she was amazing. She signed my book, and also I am doing a giveaway, if you haven't seen, of another signed copy which is just signed by her, for one of my lovely subscribers to win. If you would like to go and check that out, I'll put the link to that video in the description as well. And I got Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley, which is a graphic novel, and I actually saw a video about Christmas time on YouTube where someone bought this book, and I've wanted it ever since. It's about a girl called Katie, and she gets these mushrooms in this little book, and she writes a mistake that she's made in the book, eats a mushroom. When she wakes up the next morning, it erases the mistake, but she gets herself into a big downward spiral of like all these mistakes and like changing the future and changing the past and all this stuff, and it sort of just becomes a bit of a mess really, and she doesn't know what to do. I'm going to do a review of this as well because I freaking loved it. It was so good, and I'm so glad that I got it, and I really enjoyed it, and I definitely want to go and read more graphic novels, so I am going to do a more in-depth review of that one as well, but I would definitely recommend that you go and get it. I got this series, the Scarlet Cinder Crest series by Marissa Meyer, which is basically, it's the Lunar Chronicles, which is like sort of futuristic, sort of more like a different take on different stories, different fairy tales, so like Cinderella and Rapunzel and all stuff like this, and I've heard such good things about them from some of my friends and people online, so I'm really looking forward to starting a new series. And then finally I got this, which is a tiny little baby colouring book, which has just got some things in it because And I'm going to make a video more about this as well because I haven't really spoken about it, and I've got a list of videos about like topics that I want to talk about. But I'm trying to just focus on doing one thing at a time and focusing on, okay, well I'll do this and I'll do this, and not like doing work and then scrolling Twitter halfway through and procrastinating and stuff. I want to be able to sort of work my mind so that I can focus on one thing for a period of time with no distractions and stuff, because I'm going into my final year at uni and I've got a dissertation and I want to know that I'm going to be able to do it and focus on it. I want to be able to completely focus my mind on things, and I feel like colouring will be able to do that because I can just focus on colouring one thing, you know, have my phone in a different room, don't have my laptop on, and just focus on something. So I'm going to do that, and I think that it'll be relaxing and help like feeling anxious and stuff as well. So I'm looking forward to cracking this open. That is all the books that I have gotten in the past month or so. I'm really looking forward to reading some of them. So yeah, let me know what books you've got recently down below. Do you have any of these? Have you read any of these? Are they good? Did you like them? Let me know down in the jobby, and we can all talk about it and talk about the books we've got recently and just have a big lovely book discussion because we haven't had that in a while. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you next time. Bye!